Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to explain how to use Desmos for graphing box plot, histogram, and dot plot. So we can display data distribution on Desmos. So let's start with an example. This is an example and we have a bunch of numbers here. So I put some marks between 5 items. So we have 14 numbers to enter on the calculator. Since we are not using a handheld calculator here, so I'm going to show how to use data display on Desmos. So let me write these numbers on the Desmos first, okay? Alright, let me go to the internet and I have some stuff, so I'm going to delete all. And let me start with naming the list. So on my calculator, I may name the list. It can be any letter. So I'm using L1. Sometimes I have more than one data set. So I'm using L1, L2, L3 like that. And you see subscript to 1, but you just type L1 automatically on Desmos. It will be named as subscript. Okay, L1 is my name of the first list. I have only one list here though. So here I have a bracket opened and I'm going to close the bracket at the end. And I'm going to list the numbers and make sure you're putting the numbers correctly, okay? Alright, I type all the numbers with the commas and space. And then I need to close the bracket. So I enter 14 items here. So always you must have input values. So that will be the data. And I'm going to use box plot first. So I'm going to type box plot. And box plot is the command on the Desmos for graphing box plot. And parentheses for the input value. And I named the data set as L1. So I need to type L1. So by doing that, I can graph box plot. And my box plot is not visible on the number line between 0 and 10, okay? Because as you see, the temperature is not from negative 10 to positive 10, so you never see it here. So always see where are the numbers and then go there and find the graph, okay? So your graph will be visible near 60 to 90, right? So let's see. What kind of a box plot is this? This little dot shows us the outlier. So you can put check marks or not, and you can have a box plot with outlier or without an outlier. So this is going to be the box plot we usually use in Algebra 1 class. So 60 degrees Fahrenheit, that is the lowest position, so that is minimum. Maximum is right here, and middle number median, and around the box we have first quartile or lower quartile, upper quartile here, or Q3, third quartile. So we have 5 number summaries here. So that is box plot. And let's check if we can graph histogram. Histogram, that is the command for the same thing. So I'm going to use the same list 1. So I have a list 1 as my input. Oh, it's overlapping all over, right? Can I change the color? Okay, sure, you can change the color, but what did I do here? Is by clicking it, it's gone, and by clicking it again, it's visible. So can I see only histogram? Sure. So let's deselect the box plot, so it's gone. I don't need to see it. So here I have a box plot and histogram here. Both of them shows us the distribution of the data. So let's see histogram. Think about drawing above the histogram and you can see the frequencies, and you are tracing the graph, and you can see this graph distribution has a peak on the right hand side and it has a longer tail because of the outlier here. So that is going to be skewed graph to the left. Direction of the skewedness is the same place of outlier. Okay, so that is a histogram. Now let's think about drawing up dot plot. Okay, so let's see what would be the command. That's right, dot plot is the command on Desmos, and inside of the parentheses you put input. My input will be the same list I labeled, so you can label L1 or different letter name, or you can use subscript L1, L2, L3. So we can see the dot plot here. So you can see one at a time by clicking the graph here, so you can see all three at the same time. So this lesson shows us how we use Desmos for graphing data set. So if you have more than one data set, you can put L1, L2, and you can compare two data sets. So thanks for watching.